Here's where we're at. Today marks the seventh anniversary of a very defining moment in the life of Floppers and Floppers Anonymous. As alluded to in my press conference 1 week ago, this flop ultimately became the proverbial last straw that birthed a revolution. In celebration of this, let's take a closer look at this flop and grade it according to my proprietary flop scale. Ingredient number one, exaggerated contact. This, of course, is a staple of any flop. The severity of the movement is not congruent to the forces of physics that were applied. We can all recognize this. Two, delayed reaction. Here, the flopper has a momentary pause before remembering that he wants to sell this thing. Okay, here's the contact. Tick, tick, tick. Look at this pause. I mean, Giannis could have shot a free throw in this time. Third, flailing of extremities that weren't even involved in the contact. Like a poor castaway marooned at sea on an isolated island, the arms are aggressively waving to try to attract the plane's attention, in this case, the ref's attention. Number four, double flop. In this case, the perp decides the first flop didn't work, so he doubles down and throws himself backwards, horizontally nonetheless. Not unlike a gambling addict, the flopper is convinced two wrongs will make a right. So, guys, he checks the boxes for four things here. It's bad, really bad, people. But as utterly pathetic as this flop is, we do need to give him a bit of credit. He has the wherewithal to not implement the last two ingredients. Number five, feigning injury. Showing an uncharacteristic level of maturity in this situation, Mr. Dillon recognizes that no one is buying his flop this time. He wisely decides faking a wound at this point is simply too far. Number six is flopping in the opposite direction. You may have seen me re-X this on social media a few days ago when Mr. Embiid provided a prime example of this. This element is quite new to the scene, and it just goes to show the commitment by these addicts knows no bounds. These guys are real gamers. They're finding new ways to beat the system. It's up to the Stripes to stay on top of this and remain vigilantes. One more thing, guys, while we're here. If you're teammates with this guy, don't help him up like this. It's bad enough when teammates give a high five on every single free throw attempt. At this point, you need to make him very aware how ashamed of him you are. That's the only path towards a chance of recovery. Thanks, all.